change in that team. For anybody who's followed Burleigh Bears for a while. And for the Burleigh Bears, coached by Matt Foster, number 1. And proudly sponsored by Big Good Pool Finishers is Tyrone Davis. Tyrone Robert Davis. In the number 2 jersey, Steve McDonald. He's proudly sponsored by Hip Hop at Workwear. 3 is sponsored by Elgas, Regan Oval. 4 sponsored by First Choice Solar is Sean Anderson. 5 sponsored by Heritage Funeral Services is Rick G. Number 6 for Sheep Cattle Improvements is Design Delic Alley. Number 7 for Adelaide Advertising Promotion is Matthew Egan. Number 8 for Classic Concrete Pumping is Josh Alamine. Number 9 for Breakers Holiday Apartments at Burleigh, Jordy Scott. Number 10 for Hollis Morrow Ross Boyer is Ben Fellini. Number 11 for Blue Line Commercial is Chris Stratton. And here are the mighty Burleigh Bears. Also, let's get going. Number 12 for Hockey Car Wash is Abby Ryla Matanga. Number 13 for Image Trolling and Stone is Lisa. Number 14 for All Science is Tyler Dominowski. Number 15 for Laurie Road Associates is Marion Palmer. Number 16 for Arrow Kitchen Transport Removal is Sparks.
Welcome to Pizzey Park. It is round 20 here in the Gold Coast Rugby League A-grade competition. The Burleigh Bears, the home side, they'll be taking on the Ormeau Shearers this afternoon. Perfect conditions for football. By a sunny day here on the Gold Coast. Mick Heary is with me in commentary for this match this afternoon. And who knows what is going to happen out here. It's quite an interesting situation. We've got the Bears. They're sitting on the top of the table. Best team all year by far. Ormeau, on the other hand, down the bottom of the ladder. They've only had a couple of victories this season. But coming into finals time, there's a lot of changes in the Ormeau team as well. But for the Bears, this is their last match of the season. They've got the bye next week. They'll have the first week of the finals off, so they're going to go 3 weeks without footy. So you feel like they might be looking to have a solid performance this afternoon, their last regular match of the season.
Mate, how would you like to be 1 versus 7th, first, last in the Gold Coast Rugby League competition? Mate, this is all about Ormeau today, fair dinkum, it's not Burleigh. I'll throw it out there, mate, I can't see anything but a Burleigh victory here today. Ormeau, it's up to you, your supports, whatever, to prove me wrong. But they've come off last week, mate, which we live streamed, 52-0 victory against Southport, the second side. Going into the semi-finals, the last week at home, mate, I don't know. This could be scary, and I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's a daunting task for Ormeau, that's for sure. Third time that they've played each other this year. Obviously, Burleigh have got the wood over them each time. The second match that they played was in round 13, a little bit closer down there at Ormeau. 24-16, the Bears got away with that one in the end. That one went down to the hooter, but...
And that's second round, mate. They were right in that game till the last 5-10 minutes. Burleigh got away with them and almost beaten Tugan at Tugan. So they've got some rugby league in them. There's no two ways about that. But where they're positioned on the ladder as we're coming to the end of the season, you just wonder. And the side they've put out here today, it's a mixed match side.
So Ormeau have it kicked off. Burleigh, first possession, coming out of their end of the field. First tackle on the 10-metre line. Yeah, quite a few changes for the Ormeau Shearers this afternoon. So a few of the reserve graders coming up in their team list has quite a few changes as mentioned. The Bears pretty much as expected, as named during the week. Couple of changes, T. McDonald and Caleb Anderson coming in for Will Evans and Josh Burkers. So on the 40-metre line now, Burleigh. Egan outside of the 40. Kicks it down. Horry Clark cleans up at the back. So conservative start there for Burleigh. They get the early kick down. First possession here for Ormeau.
Absolutely. Just went through the motions, did everything they had to do.
So Robin coming in from the outside flanks. Get the Shearers going forward. They're just shy of the 40-metre line. They roll over it now. Kareem Williams, nice run from half. Gets him into Bears territory. They're rolling through the middle quite nicely at the moment here, the Shearers. Again, another run from acting half there, Shea Stevens.
Good metre, Scotty.
Yeah, picks up nice metres. So they are starting to get into a good position here, the Shearers. Wallens Rolls it forward, 5th tackle now. They play out the back. Ohio Cartane.
Gee whiz.
Has just reefed that back in. Couldn't get the bounce. Roberts Davis lets that one handle. Not the kick I think he would have been looking for on 5th tackle there.
No, and clearly the position there, and they're going to have to be a little bit smarter with those. Clearly that was a missed kick, but mate, they've got to just about get everything right if they're going to be in this game here this afternoon.
Nice start though from them.
Yes,
they rolled
absolutely.
up through the middle of the field quite nicely. Just the final polish, as we said, on that last kick. So they're showing good intent early on. But how they defend this potent Burleigh attack will be the question out here this afternoon. In through the middle, Reece Summer pumping the legs right on the halfway line here for Burleigh. Slow play the ball. They get back underway. Scott feeds it out to Egan. Nice short ball there from Egan. There's plenty of space out here and support coming up on the inside. And Anderson has linked up beautifully. And easy as you like. Nice little bit of ball work there from Matt Egan and the support play. They had numbers all over the place to choose from. Burleigh, first points to the Bears.
Yeah, Matty Egan, that was a brilliant pass, wasn't it? That was, I don't know about all too easy, but geez, it was good to watch. It was a fantastic rugby league try. You see, on the downside too, you got Ormeau with the end of season looming. With being honest, they got nothing to play for. You got this Burleigh side that's still star-studded. You know, Josh Alamai, Jordan Scott, Appy Noema, they've Reece Summer. They've all played interest. They're still alive. You know, they would still have thoughts about going up and playing there. So this Burleigh side, although you think they take the pedal off the metal, they've got plenty to play for today. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game. Burleigh Old Boys Day yesterday. They won the Intrust Super Cup. They won the HDC, both in reasonably good fashion. Earlier today, Burleigh defeated Helensvale in both grades. So they're going for a clean sweep this weekend. And we just got scores through from Mudry Bar in the 20s. Mudry Bar defeated the top of the table, Currumbin, in the 20s. And in reserve grade, they knocked off Currumbin as well, and who were above them on the ladder. So that was an important clash. And they told me Runaway Bay beat Burleigh yesterday in the A grade.
Yeah, so nice win. That's a handy one for Runaway Bay. They've secured 5th position as it is, but they'll be looking just to keep that momentum going into the finals. Defending champions in the A-grade competition from last year, so another win there, a little bit of momentum. The other match that we'd love to be keeping an eye on, and we might see if we can try to track down the score, is Tugun and Southport
yes.
over at Boyd Street. So a couple of the teams also in finals contention.
Well, and as you say there, Scotty, as we said last week, that's a great bounce-back game for Southport. Mate, their ladders their position on the ladder is where they are. That's 2nd and 4th. But I think it's so important that Southport bounce back this weekend. Yeah,
it was a massive defeat in the end. We were all fired up for last week's match of the round. It was 1v2 on the table. And in this crunch time coming into finals, but Burleigh just absolutely gave it to Southport last week. Completely rattled them from pretty much opening kickoff right through the full 80. 52-10 was the final score there. So Southport, as Mick said, looking to bounce back and get a little bit of momentum going back into the final series. A little bit of a short kind of kickoff there from the Shearers.
That was neither short nor long. That was an in-between.
Right in the middle. So tackle 1, they're on the 30-metre line. Tackle 2, just shy of the 40. So just got to tighten up the Shearers, as I was about to say, but they've given away a penalty.
And this is what they can't do. They've got to give themselves every opportunity, Ormeau. The long kicks, the give away the penalties, they've got to be very, very smart this afternoon.
So Egan, nice touch find up. Yeah, got to make mention, Ben Stratton was the one that took the short ball from Egan that led up to that try. Good cool head as well to give the inside ball back to Anderson. So really good attacking position here, the Bears. Egan turns underneath.
Alamai.
Had a good game last week, didn't he, against Southport?
The Mack truck.
Egan again, getting plenty of touches. Summer using footwork as well. Scott in the half. They come down the right-hand side. They play out the back. Nice work. They've just created the overlap. Easy as you like. And McDonald strolls over. Nice link up there with Dylan Kelly on the right-hand side 2 tries in a very quick succession there for the Bears.
Now, what are we, 5 minutes in?
It's not looking good, is it? It's not looking good for the Shearers.
I don't know what their approach would have been pre-game. I don't know what their approach would have been during the week, and I don't know what they'd be saying behind those posts now. But you know, and have a look at the side they've named. It's vastly different the side they put out early in the week. So clearly there's a lot of injuries on board too. But the last thing we want to see is, you know,
cricket score.
Speaking about cricket scores, what about the bouncer?
What about last night? Just the plethora of sport last night. God, I'm dusty today, tired from the late night.
Well, that's the new baby. Don't blame the new baby on sport.
We timed it well, actually. I said when we decided that we were going to go for the child, I said, let's go now because the Ashes is coming up around June, July. So she's born then, so I knew I could handle the late nights a little bit better. But yeah, Steve Smith, first he got whacked on the forearm, then the bouncer right on the neck.
And you know what? I'm so disappointed. How dare I think he only scored 92.
Oh, yeah, didn't get 100. He's out of form.
Mate, I'll tell you what, if he don't score runs in the second innings, he's in trouble.
Oh, mate. Imagine how much more energy he'd have if he didn't leave the ball like he was swatting a fly on the table. Misconversion there from McDonald. Couldn't convert his own try. Oh, no, it's Tapane, who's doing the kicks. Yeah. So 10-0 is the score early on. Only about 7 minutes in. Wallabies came crashing back to earth.
Wallabies came crashing back to earth, yeah. To the duck egg. I don't know. I'm funny with the duck eggs. You know, no matter what it is, I think it's important to score some points.
It's a bit better kick-off this time around. Kelly takes it on the full, takes it himself.
Conversion was unsuccessful on the Wallaby tie scoreboard. Burleigh Bears 10.
So again, nice run. 25 out from their own line. Delaney wrestled down to the ground. They're rolling through the middle again. Summer holds on to the ball.
It's 3-man tackle. That's good defence, Ormeau.
So they're over the half now. Ooh, nice contact as well there on Alamai.
Yeah, gee whiz. He didn't see that coming. That was a great tackle.
Perry Wilson making the tackle there. Kelly sends it up. This little floating spiral bomb. Oh, that's he'd never look comfortable. Muir picks up the crumbs and goes straight under, Muir-Ogle, I should say, right under the black dot. As soon as it came off the boot, you felt nervous for the kid, Liam Hoare-Clark at the back. And just as it was coming down in towards the bread basket, it swirled away. And Origa Muir-Ogle.
Well, we've been in the position at quite a few times this year where we've seen the ball go up, spinning, tossing, turning, and the noise we could hear was the poor bugger under it, his mind ticking, and we've heard that ticking there today. And what I'd be saying here on the post here right now, Hoare-Clark, guess what? You're going to get a couple more of them, buddy.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be a long day. A little bit of breeze about. Not quite as bad as last week.
Can't you sense it? You know, you're sitting here and you're watching it, but you can just sense, oh my God, this poor bugger's in trouble.
Well, I was nervous for it. I was just sort of putting myself in his shoes. If I was underneath that, I would have been absolutely running away the other direction from it, I think. The old yours. yours, yours. So I should slot this one over. Tapane straight in front of the post. And it converts. So it is looking really ugly at the moment here early on. That's the biggest concern. How many? They've gotten 3 tries. We're 10 minutes into the game. Yowza.
Yes. See, that's, what, 16-0. Gee whiz, with 11 minutes in.
More points than time off the clock is always a concern, isn't it?
See, I don't know. As a coach, I don't know. What do you do in this situation? Do you tell your players? And I know I've coached the reserve grade, so we used to get beat by plenty every week in, week out. And my catch cry was just slow it down, slow it down, slow it down.
You almost have to play just every set on its own merits, don't they? The main concern here is they've just got to hold Burleigh Bears out this set.
Yeah, and have little plans or whatever. Let's get through 3 sets.
Yep.
Don't let them score for 3 sets. And reassess it after that.
So Alamoy met by 3 Ormeau defenders. Wilson in there again. He's been busy early on. Number 11 for Ormeau. Plenty of experience from Paree Wilson.
Good
Burleigh, yeah, gets the offload as well to Scott.
He was good last week, Burleigh, as well.
Wasn't he? Here he goes again. Oh, puts the kick in himself. So, might have caught him off guard. We've got a couple of colleagues in the box here reckon that Ormeau made the call and said it was last, and it got him frazzled, and he put the kick on the toe.
I'll tell you what, they also said the chicken burgers were 10 out of 10, and they were right about that.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, it took them 5 to guarantee it. The third one they weren't sure. When they had the 5th one, they said, you beauty. They are a good burger.
So here we go. Penalty too slow there. So Burleigh, after that last kick attempt, gives away the penalty. Stratton Noema it was also in tackles. So it's a good chance here for Ormeau just to punt it down the other end of the field. Didn't get too much purchase on that one though.
That's nothing right, is it? He's almost kicked that backwards. What do? You chance your arm? Do you play it safe?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
They chance their arm and ball spills out like we saw, and the Bears pick it up and go for it.
But, I'd sooner see him, have a crack and let's see what happens.
Yeah, it's
throw the unexpected at him.
Second last round for the season. Try to come away with some sort of positive in the last couple of rounds. 2 wins for the year. Here goes Wilson down the left-hand side, or the right-hand side it is. Tries to get the offload.
See, that's line ball too. They've got to have decisions go their way.
Yeah, it didn't look too bad, but the referee's indicated that it's going forward as he was trying to offload it. Tough call.
And I know you've got to be, you've got to be fair. Of course, we that critical of referees, and rightly at times, and absolutely wrongly at times. But when you're struggling to bounce, the ball doesn't seem to go your way either.
They've had a better season, although they do sit down the bottom of the ladder at the moment. Only 2 wins, but I think they went last year winless, from what I heard. They had their first win of the season this year. I think it was their first win in something like 900 odd days. So, yeah, I saw during the week that the coach, here we go. This is like a hot knife through butter straight away off the scrum. There's absolutely nobody there. A gallant effort in chase here, but Reece Tarpanay has just gone straight through, and that is the biggest concern here for Ormeau. The tries that are being scored are coming about with just absolute ease for Burleigh. Oh dear. 20 points on the board already here for Burleigh.
Proudly sponsored by Heritage Funeral Services.
Jeez, mate, I don't know what to say. That's a winger receiving the ball off a scrum feed. That's
just straight through. Just absolutely straight through. No
brutal defence, to say the least.
Nobody's there to make the contact.
Mind you go short. There's a few names on that Ormeau side I'm not familiar with at all, but you go through that, the Burleigh side, gee whiz, it's, say they've been the best side by far all year. Mate, there's some class. There's some class on this Burleigh side, gee whiz. And we get back to Ormeau. They've had 2 wins. And I'll tell you now, you can hang your hat on beating Chugan. I don't care, mate. I've been around the local comp and the rugby league long enough to say, mate, that's no mean feat. And if you're a battling club that can get to Chugan and knock them off down there, and I'll tell you what, that hurt them. That hurt them, because I know a few of the boys down there, and one in particular said the Chugan captain, he turned around and said it was the worst game of rugby league he's ever been involved with in his life. Yeah, so that's what Ormeau did to him. You know what I mean? So that's a dead set feather in their cap.
But it was a great win as well. I wouldn't say necessarily that Chugan played bad and they gave the win to Ormeau. Ormeau were fantastic throughout that game, and they really made Chugan had to chase for it. But so yeah, that'll be obviously one of their highlights for the season. Ormeau. Hopefully they can maintain some of the players that they were able to get this year, get some new kids coming through as well. But hopefully they're a club on the up and they can have some stronger performances next year as well.
Mate, they learn from it, and they seem to learn from it. I know Johnny Calder, he's in there looking after things up there, mate. The place is in good stead. They're going to move forward. It takes time. You can't, success overnight. And they've got a catchment area there and good juniors. I can tell you now, they'll win grand finals in the junior ranks. It's a matter of hanging on to them kids and pushing them through, and they'll be right.
Ensign comes out of half. It's good meters. Ormeau again, strong carry.
Burleigh's been playing senior rugby league, since 1937, you know what I mean? So if you compare it to a side that's been in the competition for 3 or 4 years, you just, it takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say, Scotty.
And it's obviously an advantage with the Bears system, these guys falling underneath the Entrust Super Cup. While it can be a nice ball there from Egan, misses every target.
Scotty, well done.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Put the mock on him there. Ball. Well, it looked nice out of the hands. It's just nobody there to catch it. That's it. Oh, poor old Matty Egan put the mock on there, young fella. But yeah, I was just sort of saying, while it can be sort of an issue at times with players going up and down between Entrust and A grade, it can be disruptive to the coaches. When those players do go up, the experience that they get playing just at that higher level, if they do drop back down, you can just really see it on the park out here, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. And as I say, like this whole side, that's the Entrust Super Cup halfback gets injured. God willing he doesn't. It's this halfback that goes up. So they're all playing for spots in the top side. They've got plenty to play for. It seems to me, and I don't know why how it happens, but in the Burleigh system as it comes through, the side that suffers is the reserve grade. I don't know what happens. As they go, as players filter up and filter through, they seem to go up and whatever, and I don't know, it's like the Bermuda Triangle. They disappear, they don't come back, and then at different times during the season, the reserve grade is struggling with 10 and 11 players. And I think that's impossible for a club like Burleigh. Well, it does happen.
So another penalty here to Ormeau. So the Bears are given a couple away throughout the match.
And see, I don't know who's coming off, but have a look. Luke Madden, Nick Kasef's nephew, big lad, can play.
He's a big lump of a lad, isn't he? So he's about to come on. He's stalking the sideline at the moment, wearing number 17 this afternoon.
But you're pulling a Alamai off and throwing a Luke Madden on. There's no reprieve.
But the Shearers here, good position.
Yeah, boys. Let's see what you can do.
Yeah, 12 out from the line at the moment. They come down the left-hand side, play out the back, and Horry Clark threw it out. They almost created the 2-on-1. Came off the hands there of McDonald's. Nice work there from Ormeau. Nice little play down this left-hand side of the field.
Yeah, well, they got another opportunity here. That's
6 more tackles here for the Shearers, coming off the hands of T. McDonald. So let's see what Ormeau have an attack here. Ohio Cartane sending it first receiver. Caleb Perini about to feed the scrum. It's picked up at lock. Just holds on to the ball there, Ohio Cartane. Karima Williams from half to Wilson. Plenty in the tackle there from the Bears. Still fighting to get free here, Wilson. Stands up, they play the ball now. Nice contact there on Belford Leilu. Another penalty.
The opportunity, another crack at them, eh?
Yeah, quick tap and go. Just throw everything at them. Under 20 to go in the first half.
There's my great rule. Let's take it back a foot.
Here we go.
A metre, I should say. You would know what a foot was, Scotty, would you?
Foot-long subs at Subway. That's the only way I can work things out. If I hear things and someone says in feet, I'll literally picture the sandwich in my head and go, it's probably about three of those sandwiches. They go short this time, just pops up again. It's right into the hands. Plenty of space. They're scrambling here. They get the offload. They're going to stream. They're over. It's Kelly. Can he go the whole distance? Yes, he skips away from one. And he's going to go under the post. That's just the difference. How many times have we seen it, unfortunately? Ormeau just throwing the ball around. They're trying to ask some questions, but the ball is just falling in the hands of Burleigh every single time under the post again.
And they're not. See, that's the other thing too, Scotty. They're not 4-pointers. They're 6-pointers. It does, you know. And they had their 3 or 4 sets at Burleigh there, and mate, they looked a little bit of a chance there, but the mistake comes up, and there's too much class in their side. They turn around, the bounces their way, and away they go. You know, that's. 18. What have we done? 22 minutes.
Still staying ahead of the clock.
That was a reasonable passage for somehow. I don't know how they do it. They've got to stay positive and keep the chins up. You know.
It's just those little fine-tuned execution plays. It looked like well, they weren't going to score off that play. The short ball was a good option to go to. He ran a nice line coming in. It just bounced off his chest, unfortunately. Again, he's straight in the hands of the Burleigh player. Conversion successful, as expected, right in front. 26 points to 0 on the scoreboard. 18 minutes to go in the first half. Ormeau will kick back off again. Douglas Webb is out on the field now, so a couple of interchanges for both sides starting to take place. Douglas Webb and number 20, a big fella, you'll be able to see in the lime green boots. Women in League round this week as well, Mick, in the NRL. We sort of made mention last week as well, a couple of the female grand finals that were taking place. Bouncing ball, awkward bouncing ball here for the Bears. Now, I think they've knocked that on. It looked like it went into one of the Ormeau players. You're going to say Ormeau knock on first. Interesting kickoff. But, yeah, women in League round, mate. As we can see, looking across the ground, there'll be plenty of ladies in the canteen washing jerseys. But also we can see a female sideline touch official out here as well. So it's right throughout every level of the sport now. It's been great to see the increase in female participation in rugby league.
And as the web gets cast, like I said, you know, the women's in League, we had Burleigh Old Boys Day yesterday. Intrust played Northern Pride in 20s and ISC, of course, and they wore the pink jerseys, the Intrust, which they auctioned later on that night, which was terrific. And Rick Stone, the 1999, was one of the sides that was celebrated. He was the 99 Intrust Super Cup coach, their first Intrust premiership. He's actually coaching the Roosters women in the National Rugby League this year. So he gave a little bit of an insight into that as well, which was terrific. Women in League is a fantastic concept. And Burleigh donated all their money to, you know, the touch football,
touch football specialised.
Yeah, which is a good cause. And the other one being that one there, Scotty.
Oh, mate, he's literally handed me a piece of paper in a font that you can't see. Support for the girls, it says here, so that's great work. Touch football specialised is one that's close to my heart as well, coming from a touch football background. Graham Clancy, who got that up and going, working for Touch Football Australia as well now. Fantastic cause.
Here we go. Bit of action here.
Dragging down the sideline here, Ormeau. So again, off the forward pass. A couple of uncharacteristic mistakes out here this afternoon for Burleigh. A few penalties and a couple of errors. They're giving Ormeau an opportunity to get some points on the board. It's Belford Leilu with the football now. About 5 minutes out from the line. They come back out the right-hand side. Oh, lucky to skip underneath that one.
Gee whiz, Josh
Allen.
Allen.
Boy.
Gee whiz.
Screaming out of the line. Lucky that one didn't connect. They come right-hand side again. Nice ball movement. They're stacked up here to come left again. Little grubber. Bouncing ball, does it fall in the hands now? Kelly, I think, cleaned that one up. Had a Thought he might have had a couple of cracks at that potentially. Now he's lost it this time around, so it might have been.
Well, there you go. Better
the
luck
football
with that with
gods.
the dead set strip. You have a look at that. I reckon that dead set 2 or 3 men in the tackle. But anyway, who cares? That's it's fallen almost way. Burleigh feed.
Well, I am completely confused. I have no idea what's going on out there.
He stripped it forward.
Right. Okay. So the Bears will feed. 14 to go in the first half.
I know you call them on the field when they're in full flight, and I know without offending anybody. McDonald and Tappaney I'd mix up, and Kelly and Tyler Sparks I'd mix up at times too. They're very similar once they run around a paddock. If you can't spot the number.
Anderson from half. Got a bit of momentum here, the Bears. Maiden plays on the 40-metre line, still in their own end of the field here. Roberts Davis just shy of the halfway line. Play through the middle of the field again. Nice work now into Ormeau territory, 40 metres out from the Ormeau line. Last tackle here. Kelly again. Here goes the spiral bomb again. Horry Clark again. He's nervous under it and just dips away from the poor kid.
Did he get a touch?
Yeah, it had to come off the fingers. How many more of those do you think he's going to see this afternoon?
Well, let's just fair dinkum. And you know, they bang you with the first one in the first 10 or 15 minutes. It psychologically snaps you, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure.
You know, give me one in the 72nd minute. We can live with that, but leave me alone. You know, I'd be saying, I'd just be yelling at the score. I'd have a look at the scoreboard. Give us a break, buddy.
So drop out here for Ormeau. A tough one there for Clark.
He's a challenge for Ormeau. He's the 6 here. You know, let's not let Burleigh score here. There's a slight little challenge for him. So there we go.
Bouncing ball as well here. Picked up from McDonald. Sparks. Push back in the tackle. Fresh onto the field. Tyler Sparks. Scott sends it to Egan. They play at the back. Roberts Davis. He goes short as well to Stratton. Stratton lets it go out the back. Anderson picks up the crumbs. Comes back infield. Oh solid contact there, Anderson.
Gee whiz.
Taken on one-on-one. Belford Leilu getting bumped off there. Now contact here. Summer pushes towards the line.
And scored.
Held up.
What do we got? What tackle?
Yeah, it might be fourth. Couple of sore bodies out there as well. So a couple of...
Geez, that collision, the one-on-one collision.
Big bit of contact there and on the previous play. And then Reece Summer coming in as well, bumping off a couple of tackles. And a little bit worse for wear here, one of the Ormeau players. Actually, Reece Summer might be a bit ginger himself. He's going to come from the field. So he's still...
Well, see, that's the other position the Burleigh's in. They're not going to risk anyone, you know what I mean? You've got a slight injury or you've got a, slight whatever. Let's just get them off. And I don't know, we talk about with semi-finals around the corner, Scotty. We're talking about, Burleigh look comfortable here without absolutely declaring him. But, a win's certainly looking the goods here. The bye next week, going into a major semi. They win that, I don't know about their preparation come semi-final time, or if you dare talk about grand finals.
Yeah, well, as we said at the start of the broadcast, an interesting situation for the Bears to be in with the bye next week. I believe it's the case that they will automatically go through to the second week of the finals, so it'll be
2 weeks off.
3 weeks before their next game of footy. How do they prepare for that? What can you do? But because there's really nothing like the actual game situation, and it's all the coach during the week saying that he's concerned about it, that other teams that will still be playing will be like getting themselves into a finals type preparation.
Well, you sort of, it allows them, if anyone that plays reserve grade today can play reserve grade last week, and there's no doubt in my mind they would have qualified, 3 or 4 today that'll go back and play reserve grade. I'll let you go here, Scotty.
Yep, they've just gone across the left-hand side of the field, just putting the ball through their hands. A little bit of a loose pass. Egan picks up the crumbs, tries to skip away. He manages to do so, gets the kick back in. So with a couple of tackles up their sleeve, they couldn't come up with more points there, the Bears. A little bit sloppy towards the back end of the set.
Yeah, so what we're talking about, they'll qualify a few that'll play today just to get miles in their legs. But from a club perspective, a club point of view, and with no disrespect to the Gold Coast Rugby League, the Burleigh's main mission still is Intrust Super Cup. So any decision made on any player below that is based on the Intrust Super Cup, who are currently sitting third and probably look more likely to finish third than anywhere else. So but it's certainly not an ideal position for the local A grade and the local A grade, and it's certainly not an ideal position for the Intrust as well, because the Josh Alamais of the world, they need miles in their legs.
So McDonald picks up the kick. Nice work though from Ormeau to complete the set, get a kick at the end of it. Let's see if they can aim up defensively here. 10 to go in the first half. Muir-Ogle takes the hit up. Head back down that left-hand side of the field. Anderson is met and a flop over the top.
So you can't, they just can't do that. I know it's frustrating, I know it's whatever, but, it just makes it that much harder for yourselves. That was a good set. Their last set was a good set. They got them down here, bang away they go. They defended up to there and give the penalty away. We're on tackle one here and they're 40 metres here. And danger again.
Stratton, again, Wilson, plenty of work. Egan comes short to Sparks. Jesse Malcolm in the tackle there.
Darius Farmer, good to see him back. We said last week, at 10 weeks, we weren't sure how many weeks he had. He had 10 weeks off, 10-week layoff with injuries that was his first game last week. Titan signed kid.
Egan puts it on the toe, and there's absolutely nobody at home. Api Noema cleans that one up. Again, that was backyard footy, that one. A little grubble behind.
But that's, as I just said, that the sixth was terrific, Ormeau. They get 3 or 4 tackles in the Burleigh set, give a stupid penalty away, and that sixth they score the try. You just got to give yourself every possible chance. You know what I mean? Just don't open the door for them. Let them knock it down.
Again, it'll be an easy conversion right in front. I think you mentioned before, that's concerning too, how many tries they've scored straight in front of the sticks.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You score, they're not 4-pointers, they're 6-pointers. So in the twinkle of an eye, this is going to be 34-0. with 7 to go.
Oh, big second half still to come here for the Shearers. Well, they're not done in the first half yet either. 7.5 left on the clock.
And you talk about, and here's the challenge: you walk back, slow it down a little bit, and we're hell bent. We are going in. If we can't score points, we are going in at 34-0. Let's just make sure of that, boys.
Daniel Serra and Diaz Sharrock on the field for the Shearers.
But, I've been lucky enough to be on the end of reasonable success at different times. But I've been unlucky enough to be on the end of, tough times at different times as well. And as I say to players and do whatever, you're making semi-finals, winning grand finals. It's easy to go to training. You've got a spring in your step. I said, when you're not, mate, it's a very difficult task to do. So here we go again.
Maiden again from the kickoff. Yeah, it's a good point that you make, particularly the Shearers. They've had a bit of a better season. They've still only had the 2 victories this year. A lot of these guys, obviously, they're not full-time players. They've all got jobs Monday to Friday. As we just get time off here, might be an error from Burleigh.
No, from Burleigh, yeah.
And to still be able to commit to the season, to the team, to turn up to training through the winter months and everything like that, shows that their love for the sport, their love for their team. They keep turning up every week, representing their club. Times like this, yeah, it really brings out character, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And it's, it's not easy, you know what I mean? And at times, and I don't want to be the doomsday or whatever, at times, you must drive to the game. And I know the times, the positions I were in, we used to drive it, knowing full well, victory was, going to be miraculous. But you turn up, you put in and see what happens, and they're still having a crack. They just got to be a little bit smarter. Stop doing the silly little things. You know what I mean? So there's still A-grade rugby league players.
Coming out the left-hand side, Hori Clark links up. Belford Leilu.
Belford Leilu's having a crack.
Back in the middle of the field.
Oh,
Sarah. Good contact.
That was good contact.
Now they come right-hand side. Perini. They turn back in underneath. Cartonnette switching the play back in. Tapu in half. Goes right-hand side.
Repeat set. Good on you, Ormeau.
Great
good
work.
Footy. Good footy. Now you reassess the challenge. We're going in. They're not scoring anymore, but we are. We are going to score now. Let's go in 34-6.
It'd be a good reward for them as well, and just give them that little bit of spark going into the second half too. It's amazing, although quite down by quite a number of points at the moment. Still getting a try here right before half time.
I had a duck egg omelette when I was a kid, and it was horrible. So I got to think about duck eggs. Get some points on the boards, boys.
So 20 out here from the Bears line. They go down that right-hand side again. Hyatt Cartonnette. Now they've created the numbers here. The boys, great work.
Well
nice
done.
overlap down
Well
the right-hand
done.
side. Exactly what we wanted. They get their opening points. 4 on the board. 34-4 here.
And it doesn't matter, Scotty. I don't care whether it's 34, 44, 24, 4. Mate, you score points, it puts a spring in your step. That's well done, Ormeau. Well done. 34, punch it over, 34-6. And you're going at half time and say, well, bugger it, let's get out of here half time and let's outscore these buggers in the second half and see what happens.
Yep, reset the goals. Have a crack out here in the second half. So, nice work. They summed it up. The 7, Hyatt Cartonnette, he's the one that's sort of directing the traffic out there this afternoon. That came off him. A little short side play there. Summed up the numbers in the space perfectly.
And the other good thing was that they've seemed more likely on the left side. Well, they've scored on the right side, which I think that's also, they could take a positive out of that at half time as well, I think.
So Caleb Perini will have the conversion attempt to the right-hand side of the posts. Comes into the ball now, looks nice off the boot, and slots it over. So another 2 points there for the Shearers. 34-6 is the score. Now 2.5 minutes left in the first half. So let's see if they can get a little bit of momentum here. Get another good set here off the kickoff, the Shearers. No doubt just be looking to hold on to the football, get a good kick at the end of it. Wind off with a bit of positivity in the end of this first half.
34-6. I'd be having a crack. 2 to go. I'd dead set be having a crack. Let's toss it around.
So Perini takes it. Couple of dummies. Goes himself.
And we'll do our best to get a score from Jurgen, Scotty, at half time.
Yeah, big match. this afternoon, like you said, Chugan and Southport. Never an easy game over on Boyd Street. Southport, no doubt, and up against it this afternoon. So, yeah, really keen to find out how that match is going. Doing nicely here again, the Shearers. They get the offload there between Belford and Lalu.
Run it. I wouldn't.
They put the kick down. Roberts Davis will clean this one up out the back.
They'll give him a chance, are you?
Yeah, don't give him too much space either. That is a horrible pass, and it is picked up forward. 55 seconds, 53 on the clock now. See if they pack the scrum.
I've seen you call passes like that quite good, Scotty, at different times.
Wasn't too long ago, actually. Wasn't too long ago. Didn't on that occasion.
I'll tell you what, if he got that right then, there was space out there.
Oh, there was acres of space,
There was acres of space, yeah. And what they've done, they've given them a crack here. They'll get 2 or 3 tackles. 2 or 3 cracks at them.
Yeah, geez, we're pretty happy for them when they got 1 try a couple of minutes ago. If they get another one going into half-time.
You know, I think the task at half-time is harder for the Burleigh coach. The Ormeau coach, you've got a bit to play with.
That's a good point, actually. I know the scoreline's quite comfortable, but you can easily mentally switch off, can't you, when you got that much of a lead coming in, and no doubt Coach Foster will be looking for the boys to still not put the Q on the rack as such, but you also got to keep in mind as well, keeping people injury-free and everything like that as well. So it's a tricky puzzle. Last play here for the Shearers. They come down the left-hand side, they go short, but Muir-Ogle meets in the tackle and shuts that play down. So nice work from the Shearers. Couldn't get their second try on the board for the first half, but it has been extremely comprehensive for the Burleigh Bears. 34 points to 6 over an understrength Ormeau Shearers, and the team on the top of the ladder are looking the goods yet again.
Yeah, mate, that's 34-6, but to their credit, they've come out and fired Burleigh. That's we're wondering how the game would pan out, and we're not surprised to see Burleigh shoot off to a lead, but Ormeau, we're worried that Ormeau were going to, put the Q in the rack or do whatever you want to say. But they fought on, got themselves points, and at 34-6, they've got a little bit to work with in the second half, Scotty.
Yeah, it's a big one here this afternoon, a huge second half potentially in front of the Shearers. Let's see if they can hold on, get a bit of respect back into the scoreline here. But it's the Burleigh Bears in real control here this afternoon, 34 points to 6 at the halftime break. Welcome back to Pizzey Park. The second half is about to get underway here. The home side, the Burleigh Bears, in real control of this match. 34-6 was the halftime score. We've got score updates from around the grounds as well. Mick, Tugan and Southport. What's going on out there?
Mate, a little bit of intel, which is a little bit surprising to me. Halftime score at Tugan at Boyd Street Oval. Tugan leads Southport 20-0, and they also beat Southport in the reserve grade, which is not surprising. Tugan going pretty well in the reserve grade, and I think Burleigh effectively knocked Tugan reserve grade out last week. But gee whiz, that A grade score surprised me, Scotty.
Very much so. I mean, still another half of footy to go out there. We'll see if we can get some updates as well as this match progresses. But we spoke about it after last week as well, that comprehensive loss against Burleigh, we called last week 52-10. We made mention during that call as well, when you have a big loss like that, sometimes it manages to derail your campaign, gives you the wobbles going into finals time. Wasn't a great time to have a big loss like that. And
I apologise for that. But I said 52-0 last week, so I apologise for any Southport Tigers supporters listening. You score the 10 points, mate. I look at the positive side. I always back the backbone and the let's get back and put that to bed and get the win up. So I'm a bit surprised by that. And the Gold Coast Rugby League A grade competition it's in a funny position where with 2 rounds to go, nothing can change on the ladder. You know, where everyone is, that's where they are for the next 2 weeks, you know what I mean? So there's some dead football. So it's all psychological football we're playing at the moment.
So kick off, first possession in the second half here. They get the offload and, oh no, they have turned it over. Tackle one. Everything that was said in the sheds at halftime, throw it straight out the window.
Well, Scotty, you know what wouldn't have been said? That wouldn't have been said, drop the ball on the first tackle from the restart. I'm sure as I stand here that would not have been said.
Fair chance you might be correct on that one, Mick. And the Bears are going to get the scrum feed here. 28 out from their line. No, about 18. Getting my maths wrong here.
See, my concern, you know, since early 20 minutes in is Ormeau putting their heads down, you know what I mean? And clearly, and the good thing was they never, hence the 6 points. And mate, there's nothing wrong with their attack. It's their defence is letting them down in the silly mistakes.
So Roberts Davis out to Kelly. Muir Ogle trying to skip on the outside. And did well to recover in the end there, Ormeau. Kelly again.
Muir Ogle, that's the king, isn't it, Scotty?
Oh, the king. From last week, yes.
And I must admit, I am gobsmacked during the week. I cannot believe you didn't know Elvis Presley.
No,
are you serious?
I obviously know who Elvis Presley is. What did you refer him as? The pelvic thruster. You completely bamboozled me. I had no idea if you were talking about what you get up to in your private time or who you're talking about.
Yeah, no, well said.
Oh, good return to serve. We're equal now, 15-all in the first set. Righto, so after the mistake from Burleigh, Ormeau, can they recover after that horror start here in the second half? They're throwing the football around themselves a little bit now. Douglas Webb, nice meters from the big man.
Meters. Douglas Webb, he is a big boy.
Yeah, still showing some intent. Now, they return serve high. Cartane sends it up this time. Unfazed, that's the difference. Yeah, Reece Tarpanay, still going here. Manages to shrug off from the tackle there. Attempt of Shea Stevens. So that's just the evidence, a little bit of confidence on flip side. The high balls have been...
Well, Tarpanay, he was playing in trust 2 or 3 weeks ago, you know what I mean? So, and that's the experience. And he didn't look phased, did he?
Not at all. He was rock solid. Had his eyes on the football the whole time. Pressure coming in from the shearers.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Douglas Webb. They're coming off the ball.
Jeez,
Scott.
Douglas Webb. Here we go.
Yeah,
look at this.
they're coming back together here.
We got something here. Jeez, they look late.
Yeah, they're pulling time off, so it'll be interesting to see. The touches have had a witness on this. I must say I was following the play, but I could hear the thud.
Yeah.
Douglas Webb coming up and hitting Jordan Scott on that occasion.
I'll tell you what, he didn't miss him. I don't know whether something was said or...
Yeah, touchy onto the field. You feel like it's going to be a penalty coming to the Burleigh Bears way for sure.
I think they missed the incident. I think the penalty's going to come for Webb throwing the punch. I think he threw the punch. Slapped him in the back of the head.
So both players come together. I think that's, unless they're the two captains there, it was definitely Douglas Webb, the number 20, who was involved in the play. Time back on, and the penalty off the ball. Contact is the call in the end. Egan sends it over the sideline. Anderson taps and goes himself. Nice tackle around the legs there.
Yeah, a good, nice leg tackle, which is good to see. You don't see a lot of them.
Egan, turn back under Farmer, bumps off one. Gets the offload to Anderson. Anderson comes back in field. Links up with Stratton. 12 out from the Shearers line here, the Bears. Sparks held up in the tackle. Scott comes out the right-hand side. Egan comes off the left foot. Manages to break one tackle. They get three in there now, the Shearers. Drive Egan back. 10 metres out from the line. They go right-hand side again. Kelly puts it on the toe. And it's been grounded there from the Shearers, so it's going to be a line dropout. Did well.
That was desperate enough defence from... Oh, good on you.
Yeah, it looked like they definitely created the space. Got the nice kick in behind the line there. They got players over.
Every inch in the first half, Scotty, all of a sudden they defended well. You know, it was a bad kick, a penalty, whatever happened. Once they give Burleigh the second phase or the second chance, they paid the penalty. Well, they got a second chance there, and they stood up, which is good to see. 5 minutes in, second half, no points. Well done, Ormeau.
Yeah, good recovery. Well, that's not the biggest line dropout. Taking on the 30 there from Roberts Davis. Sparks follows it up in support. Slow play the ball. Egan goes to the line, links up with Kelly. Muogle, there's plenty of space. The King gets on the outside. The Belwick thruster goes himself.
Long live the King.
Over the line. He's just, you don't want to give him any additional space, do you? We know he's got speed galore and gets on the outside there. More points on the board for the Bears.
Trotted Wyoming ties Burleigh Bears, and that's a double for number 3, Regan Ogle.
Second one for him this afternoon. Second try.
So here we go, 5 minutes in, we're just giving them a wrap. They've just scored the try, 38-6.
What do you think, mate? Bears continue on with this? They take their foot off the pedal?
Well, you see, that's what I say, this is the dilemma they're in. I know what I'd be doing if we had a game next week. I'd be pulling one or two off here and there and whatever, but you'd be very reluctant to, pull off the upping the Mears and all them with no football next week. You know what I mean? That the Luke Maddens and those kids, you need miles in their legs. So how you approach it, you can't take the pedal off the metal, can you? You know, that's when horrible things happen.
So Tapane comes in, can't convert, goes across the face of the goals.
Well, poor old Reese, he's had to kick one from not underneath the black dot. He's got one a little bit out and struggled with it a bit.
Didn't know what to do all that far out there, the young man.
So I'm not used to this.
Slow old walk back to halfway, isn't it? Yeah, what's your feelings on the music going on in the background?
Oh, the music.
It's a bit of a blast of the past, isn't it? Well, we got Super Freak. Who's the artist here? This is more your genre and time frame than mine. Oh, no, they're in front of the kicker from the kickoff here.
Plus, on the full. Try the double.
So either way,
Right.
you don't deserve the football after that.
Is that a 20-metre penalty?
Yeah.
Why is that halfway? So that's in front of the kicker and on the full.
It hurts to watch. It hurts to watch, unfortunately, at the moment.
And the sad thing was, I suppose that's you're keen short, but kicking on the full, it wasn't short or anything. It's just, geez. And watch out, you know what I mean. And this is what I was talking about first half. So let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I think the Bears, they might be smelling blood in the water now to really roll on with this one. Stratton, way at the back, Sparks. Goes to the line. We're at 3 out from the try line here. The Bears, they come out the back again to Egan. Egan links up with Kelly. Kelly comes off the right foot. They get numbers in the tackle. Good to see the two halves linking up quite frequently here for the Bears this afternoon. Egan again with another touch. Farmer bumps off. Douglas Webb as well. No mean feat there. They come left-hand side now. Again, another touch for Egan. He dribbles it in. Not the greatest kick off the boot. And they hold on the Shearers again. Clean up out the back.
But it's a simple one, you know, with Burleigh. Why wouldn't they hoik that in the air? They had great success from the first half.
And is he going to go over the sideline? He has, unfortunately. So they went down that short side. Didn't look like anyone on the inside looked too interested. He came back out the right-hand side of the field. Chase Stevens doing his best to try to stay in field. But there was 4 Burleigh Bears players there to answer the call. So if it's not a mistake, getting taken out over your own sideline, coming out of your end of the field, that's not great either.
No, and here's the thing, with 30 minutes to go, just things aren't going right. Everything you touch turns horrible. But boys, there's 30 minutes to go, fellas. Hang in there, just hang in there.
So Kelly, Ogle comes in, good contact. In the tackle, Jesse Malcolm coming in there to make the tackle on Ogle. Sparks again, gets the offload out the back to Scott. He's done the big 360, steadies this ship. Noema still fighting in the tackle. They get him down to the ground now. Scott comes down the short side again. Kelly just floats it over the top. And they rolled over in the corner. Far too easy. McDonald getting more points on the board for the Bears. Just a little set piece down the short side. Caught the outside defenders of the Shearers coming in field. Floats it over the top to McDonald. Another try for Burleigh.
Yeah, they're flat Ormeau now, which they can't be, as we just alluded to. 30 minutes to go. There's still plenty of rugby league left in this game. You know, get possession of the ball, second or third tackle, and you're out 20 metres. You just, as I said earlier in the first half, there, you know, you don't want them to open the door. You want them to at least knock on it. You know. Yeah, and these are horrible positions to be in. You know what I mean? With the Ormeau, that's where I don't know how you turn around, what you say.
Another conversion attempt from the sideline here. This is outrageous. Tapane having to do the hard work in the last few minutes. Actually, it looks like might be... Is it Kelly? No, somebody else is taking the conversion attempt here by the look of it.
Is Kelly, isn't it? I think it is.
It is.
Geez, Reece, a bit disappointed with you. 7 out of 7 under the post, and then
I think it's in front or nothing for him. So Kelly has a go this time and slots it. Thank you very much. I'll take all the ones from the sideline, no problems.
Well, I apologise to Reece. You knew exactly what you're doing, buddy. Hand that ball over. Well done.
Yeah, just what they need. A couple of more points on the board, the Bears. 44, 27 and a half to go.
Have Ormeau got more points than them, Scotty?
Oh, you'd love to see him at least get another couple of tries. One in the first half. If they can manage to get 2 in the second. Come away with a little positive. Farmer takes it from the kick-off. He's strong in contact, isn't he? Manages to get those extra contact
in
meters.
your first tackle, 30 metre, they've got to kick long, you know what I mean? That's just a bit smarter when you're down by so much. They've just give them 20 metres straight from the kick-off.
They're about 5 metres short of the halfway line. They'll roll over now. Sparks as he looks to offload. He's actually lost it in the tackle. So they turn the ball over. Still supporting each other out there, the Shearers, as high fives and claps as the error came. So they're not giving up just yet. Ohio will feed the scrum. Picked up at the back. Perini goes short. Horry Clark. He'll be happy he hasn't seen any spiral bombs for a few minutes anyway.
That's for sure. I'm happy for him.
Into Bears territory now, the Shearers. Belford Lalu.
You see you down, the talking stopped. There's no organisation, They need someone to take control. They need one or two of them to start sparking it up a bit. There's opportunities here.
Nice ball here. They've got on the outside. There's space down the right-hand side here for the Shearers. They come back in field. They flick it back on the inside. Can they pick up the crumbs? It's still play on here. Shea Stevens picks the ball up now. Still fighting in the tackle.
Yeah, good footy. Good on your Shearers.
7 out from the line here, the Shearers. Can they get that second try on the board? They fire it out to the left-hand side. Last tackle now for them.
Punch it in, get another set.
Ohio Karte drops it off the toe. It's rolling around like a pinball, still going out there. Roberts Davis picks the football up. And a penalty. It's stripped.
See, the option was probably to dive on it then, but I forgive him for having a crack. But the penalty. Yeah,
Kelly sends this one over the sideline. That easy meters. They'll restart on tackle 1 right on the 40-metre line. Down their end of the field here, the Bears. Already tackle 1 on the halfway line. Stratton tackled. 40 out from the Shearers line. Zepanowski, nice work, nice footwork, comes off the left foot. Quick play the ball. Scott Pixon goes from half. Comes back infield. Links up. Stratton gets on the outside of the tacklers. Under the posts. So Tapani will come in for the conversion, no doubt. Right in front of the sticks. Yeah. But nice ball movement. It was that quick roll ball. Jordan Scott summed it up perfectly. Picked it up from half. Got a nice offload there to Stratton.
But the good roll ball. You're in a position with Ormeau to get a repeat set. They did their best. They've almost scored a try out here. Give the rotten penalty away. Not 6 tackles later, we're under the dot again. That's a frustrating. If I was sitting on the sideline with an Ormeau coach or whatever, that's a frustrating thing. You know what I mean? That you're not doing yourselves any favours, boys. Well, Kelly said no way, Tarpley.
Yeah. Oh, he had to do the dirty work on the sideline. He's going to maintain this one. Right in front of the sticks. Intrust Super Cup mates. You made mention it was Old Boys Day out here yesterday afternoon for the Burleigh Bears. Good turnout. They got the victory as well. They're looking pretty good coming into the finals as well.
Yeah, Sunshine Coast knocked off Blackhawks 1v4 in the Intrust, the TV game there today as well. Yeah, so the positioning top four there in the Intrust now is whether Burleigh finish second or third and Wynnum finish second or third. So it's a match up there for those two, and then Sunshine Coast will finish on top and Blackhawks will finish fourth.
Yeah, just saw Wynnum playing the Hunters at the moment. There were, I think it was about 30-4 or something like that at half time. So they were right in front there, the Seagulls. They're having a good year this year. Being a Wynnum boy myself, I know it might be a bit dangerous saying that when I'm standing right here at BC Park, but soft spot for the Seagulls.
Well, the first week of the finals in the Intrust, it's whichever way, it's Burleigh and Wynnum will be clashing. It's just a matter of whether it's here or Cougaroy.
Good to see the Intrust Super Cup final back out to Redcliffe this year as well. The newly redeveloped stadium out at Dolphin Oval. Perfect setup for an Intrust Super Cup final, isn't it?
I applaud it, provided Redcliffe aren't playing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think it's slightly unfair advantage if Redcliffe get the playing it.
Absolutely. I remember I can't remember when it was, but back in the day when it was out there, before coming back to Suncorp Stadium and Redcliffe were in it, the game was over before they even got on the field. I think it might have been Redcliffe and Ipswich on that year. Absolutely jam-packed with local Redcliffeans. So it is a bit of an advantage. But, yeah, great stadium out there at Redcliffe.
Yeah, no, they're a great football club.
So the Bears, Kelly, oh no, it's gone up now. He didn't get the spiral on it this time, and it's gone away from Horry Clark. And eaten up perfectly there. No problems at all.
There was no problems at all.
Lisa Hu taking that one comfortably. Had a nice little run down the sideline before as well when they created space. So it's had a good last 5 minutes or so. Playing on the right wing for the Shearers this afternoon.
See, they just needed someone to control. See them near, throw a blanket over the Shearers at the moment. They need a spark. They've got to have points. They've got to have in the back of their head, they say, yes, we are going to score more points here.
So Wallens gets him over the halfway line now. That's a bad ball from half. Picked up nicely, though, from Perini on the bounce. Good kick as well. Does it hold up? It's going to dribble over the in-goal area just. They're going to give up 7 tackles as well. Unlucky.
And I know that was touch and go, but you know that's the luck. The luck's in, the luck's out, and you can't afford to give the 7 tackles away. That's a good hit.
Nice work on that happening. Anderson again, a familiar run from half. He breaks the first tackle, still fighting in the tackle.
Post-contact meters.
The stats up there for Caleb Anderson. And again, Valini back on the field now for the Bears. Alamai as well. So the two big props getting a couple more minutes under the belt. Egan comes left foot, goes back in the middle of the field. Zepanowski tackled nicely around the legs, but they're in all sorts of trouble here. The Shearers. Scott links up with Egan. Egan's trying to fight. Does he get the ball down? He's held up.
He's probably deserved a 4-pointer, Matty Egan. He's controlled the game. He's led Burleigh around the paddock very well.
Yeah, he's had a good afternoon. The number 7. So I'll come back out and play it on the 10-metre line. Last tackle here for the Bears. Kelly puts one up and taken nicely there from the Shearers. So the Bears give up 7 tackles this time around. Quick tap.
You know what? I think Burleigh underestimated Ormeau.
Oh, no.
Oh, Josh.
He's tried the Canberra one-on-one strip. The only problem was there was 2 people there. He needs to watch a bit more.
He nearly took his arm with the ball.
He did. So just needs to probably study Josh Hodgson a little bit more from the Canberra Raiders. What about that game last night? Canberra down 18-0. Melbourne in Melbourne. And they get away with the win. Great win for the Raiders.
As good of as good as Melbourne's season's been, they're just showing a little bit of vulnerability, aren't they?
The Bears, they're up for it here. An error come in the last tackle. Ropati has put the football down. Matty Egan knew it straight away. He went straight to the touchy, claiming that one, and they got it. Yeah, a few interesting results in the NRL this week as well. The Dogs, God, imagine if they played like that all year. They're knocking off all the top 8 contenders at the moment. Beating South last night, Panthers the week before.
Text this morning saying Bulldogs make the 8.
Is someone up for a salary cap rort or something?
But they're, but you know, if they go through, they'll finish 24 and knock on the door. So, you know, and you know, you don't want to sit here and compare or do it, but you know, your Bulldogs roster, your Titans roster, and you know, look what we're copping from the locals as compared to the Bulldogs. You know, those Bulldog supporters have smiles on their faces. We're struggling as Titan supporters to do it.
I suppose Manly's the other one too you got to have a chat about. Again, across the park, not, you know, no real well, I was going to say no real superstars, apart from two Travojeviches, DCE, I suppose.
Yeah.
But for the remainder of the team, it's pretty consistent, just decent footballers. But old Desi, the magician, has got them in a great position.
Isn't it funny where people are meant to be, and it's just clearly Desi needs to be at Manly.
Has to be there. They're still going here. The Bears are getting plenty of offloads. Kelly's got the football at the moment. Ball tangled up. They managed to free. They come back on the inside. Scott turns in for Vellini. And a penalty on last tackle. Shoulder charge is the call. Yeah. On 5th. Right in front.
Someone put up the 2. I thought, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Unbelievable. 50 points to 6. We go for the 2 points. Outrageous. Vellini. Wrestle down to the ground now. Stacked on the right-hand side. Scott, he sends it that way now. Nice tackle there on Alamoy.
They've handled Josh Alamoy very well today.
Look, they haven't handled Jordan Scott all that well, though. He has gone the big show and go and opened up like the Sydney Heads, strolled over easy as you like. 54 points on the board. Another conversion attempt right in front of the sticks.
The Sydney Heads, eh?
No, what was it you? Opened up like the Sydney Harbour Bridge, I think you said a few weeks ago.
Sydney Harbour Bridge. Does it open up?
It never opens up. Never opens up.
Oh, gee whiz. That's
one of your best.
Well, that was, thanks for bringing back the great memories. That's it for those listeners that didn't hear me make a fool of myself there.
Yeah, now
there we've got
it. You can hear it again. You have come up with some absolute gold this year, I must admit.
Righto, 54 under the dot, 56-6, 14 to go.
Oh, dear.
It's not a good position for either side to be in. And honest, regardless what says, the fair dinkum rugby league or the fair dinkum sports person, follower, player, administrator, whatever you like, they don't enjoy these scores.
No.
They don't enjoy putting them on. They don't enjoy receiving them. They're just tough. They're tough days for all concerned.
Seen a few big score lines over the last couple of weeks in the A grade competition. Obviously, the one that caught us by surprise last week between Burleigh and Southport. But a few big ones the week before as well.
Honestly, we turned up there last Sunday. Honestly, unbiasedly, and I know people will say that's, are you serious? How the heck can you be unbiased? But unbiasedly, I really, really thought Burleigh would win last week. But gee whiz, certainly I didn't think there'd be 50 points on a scoreboard anywhere.
So a familiar sight this afternoon. Unfortunately, Ormeau getting us back underway from the kick-off. Sparks coming in off the back fence. Right, Sepanowski, my apologies. McDonald taking the hit up. They go down that right-hand side again. Noema. Yeah, they've actually picked up a knock on here. He was a little bit slow to get to his feet. I thought he might have come up with a bit of an injury at some stage during the tackle. He's lost the football. Happy Noema.
You know, you see scores like that, 56-6. And we watched an intra-super gap going yesterday, Burleigh, Northern Pride. Oh, my God, at times it was sloppy. It was, you know, horrible. The mistakes were ridiculous at times, you know. And I'm guessing Burleigh completed the second half, you know, around, you know, in the 30%, you know, which is, you know, you just can't do. But this hasn't been a ridiculously sloppy game.
No, just a complete difference in class between the two teams, isn't it? Unfortunately. Right, as we say, it hasn't been too sloppy. Probably one of the sloppiest roll balls in rugby league history, but the Bears getting themselves all tangled up in that occasion. So the Shearers will hang on to the football here. They'll kick towards the sideline. Nice touch finder.
Now, here's an opportunity. Get the spring in the step, talk.
So Stevens gets us back underway with the tap. Links up there with Belford Leilu.
We're setting for something out the left. There we go. They're talking, pointing.
Nice run into the line here,
Yeah,
Rapati.
good run.
Still driving. Good work.
Good run, Rapati.
Hold him up now. Couple of metres line. Oh, the two big
Don't.
boys.
Don't.
Oh, here we
Don't.
go. Oh, he's let in with the head
Oh,
here.
stop it.
Oh,
Don't.
they're both having a bit of a head wrestle.
Don't
What
you
is
dare.
going on?
Don't you dare.
Unbelievable.
Oh, God.
Ah, they hug and get on with it.
My God.
Oh, my,
Josh.
that is massive.
Josh.
Hello, mate. Wow, he's fired up, the big fella.
Oh, mate, fair dinkum. You don't poke the bear.
Oh, literally, they put the kick in. It's bounced up Roberts Davis. He'll take the tackle. Wow, what an amazing little passage of play there before. The little the head wrestle, that was a showpiece in its own. I'm not too sure what was going on there.
That was National Geographic. It was absolutely National Geographic. And that's the old mountain goats headbutting, you know what I mean? The way they go. But that was unbelievable. And then how that bloke got up from that hit from Josh Alamo, I do not know.
And straight away to his feet. It was
Straight away he's bounced up.
Oh. Entertaining, so that's brought a bit of spark back into it. 10 to go here in the second half. Still a run from half, still crabbing across field. Can't link up. Farmer coming in over the top, making the tackle as well with Egan. Come down the right-hand side. Cartonade sends it back in field. Row Party. Coming out the left-hand side, Perini holds it up himself. Good defensive pressure on the right-hand edge there for the Bears. They go down that way again. Still fighting in the tackle. Yeah, stretches out beautifully.
Yeah,
Jesse Malcolm, great work. Just took him on himself. And look, they're streaming in here to support him. That's great work from the Ormeau Shearers. But that was just individual brilliance there from Jesse Malcolm. Took the line on, gets the ball down. Good result.
Well, anyone that's watched Gold Coast Rugby League for a number of years knows the class of Jesse Malcolm. He's a class act that would play in, well, he would play in every Gold Coast Rugby League A-grade side. But more importantly, good to see them put points on the board with 8 to go. Well done, Shearers.
56-10 is the score. 8 minutes.
And you know, you go back 8 minutes, you kick off, so let's go, boys. Let's put another one on. Let's put another one on. You know, we know we're not going to win the game, but let's put another one on.
There's a get square for Alomai. Surely someone's got his ticket. Good luck trying to take him on, though. I wouldn't be.
Oh, it's brave.
Tough conversion attempt here, right on the left-hand sideline. Minutes left in this match. Second last round for the A-grade competition this year. Last round next week. We'll know how the finals will be shaping up, who's playing who and where. Beautiful conversion attempt there from the sideline. Another 2 points for the Shearers. 12 points on the board for them. 56 for the Burleigh Bears.
Well, 20 minutes into the game, 56-12 I'm happy with. Because 20 minutes in, I thought the worst.
Yeah, we were thinking cricket score, that's for sure. We're making reference.
Look at
that. Here he goes.
Great run.
And nicely met as well. Jordan Scott underneath, the little fella.
Is that Rapati again?
Yeah, it might be. He's fired up. Again, straight back to the feet. Yeah, it was Rapati with that last big hit up.
Now, there's a bit of spice in the game. Both sides want to settle here.
Douglas Webb now, the big man coming in. Wrestle him down to the ground now. Wallens, again, yeah, it's getting
Josh.
The contact. He's going up a level. Oh, Hudson, nice kick here. I think it's inside the 40. He's picked up a 40-20.
Got the 40-20.
Sure, I heard the referee screaming inside. That's a 40-10.
Well, there you go.
So come on, Ormeau. Let's get another one on the board.
Well, I'll tell you what, Burleigh's leading 56-12, and they haven't kicked a 40-20. So there's one stat that the Shearers are leading in this afternoon.
Got to take your victories anywhere you can. Back underway. Shay Stevens.
And a great opportunity.
Taps it now. Here we go. Douglas Webb into the line. The big man still pumping the legs.
Gee whiz.
Just shy of the try line. They come out the left-hand side of the field. Perini. Wilson. They're showing him the sideline, and he's straight it. He was getting force over the sideline, looking to throw it back in field. Couldn't get it back in there. Wilson, unfortunately. So.
Well, but you know what, 56-12, 5 to go. Yeah, I forgive them there, you know what I mean? Like throw it around, try things. You're going to make a mistake. You know what I mean? You do what we can.
Yeah, worth a dig. At least they still haven't shied away from throwing the football around when they've had chances down this end of the field. So the scrum feed will go to Burleigh, right on the 10-metre line here. Under 5 minutes now, 56-12. Here's the score line. McDonald. He's lost the football. The Shearers pick it up again. Now they've lost the football. Anderson has picked up the crumbs and it's just streaming away from them.
Stop it. Where's the ref? Is this a try? Yes, it is.
He is following this one right under the post. Well, I just don't know what happened there. All of a sudden, the Shearers got the football. They've gone to attack again. They've lost the football straight in the hands of Anderson. How many times have we seen that where the ball is just falling straight into the hands of the Burleigh Bears players this afternoon and they're just running downfield and getting more points?
Number 4, and that's a double for Sean Anderson.
60 on the board now for Burleigh. 62 before you know it. So another conversion attempt right in front of the post here for Dylan Kelly. Three to go, and that will just be taking every second they can, wind the clock down. I don't think either team will be too keen to get things underway in any hurry.
Well, that's a double to Ando.
It's been good this afternoon.
As he is most weeks.
Yeah, a couple of meat pies and those runs from half. He's always getting in there and getting the boys going forward early on in the tackle count. Over the stick she goes. 62 on the board now for Burleigh. And, gee whiz, haven't they done a claim on their for and against over the last few weeks?
And, you go through the team stats or the year stats and you shuffle around. At one stage, TRD, Tyrone Roberts-Davis, he's leading the goal kicking in Burleigh. They've shared all them points around. Although they've been that dominant and clearly the best side in the competition thus far, with semi-finals approaching, they're not leading try scorers, point scorers. They're not leading any of those because, as we've seen here today, they've kicked a heap of ground. They have. As the Burleigh Bears coach just gives
here he goes straight through the line. Oh, God. I would have been doing the same thing. I would have just let Ormeau go straight through then. Coming off the back foot. He's an angry man in the second half, isn't he? Look at him. He's winding up. He's going to take another hit up here. Here we go. Scott leads it up to him. Into the line. Oh, he's pumped up the big man. Yes, fired up. Nice ball from Egan. Comes out. Tabernet comes off the left foot. Comes back infield. They scramble nicely, the Shearers, but they're in all sorts of trouble trying to get back on side. Farmer picks up and goes himself.
Ooh.
Again, bumps off. Links up with Scott. Egan, not quite sure what to do. Just takes the tackle. Gets wrestled down to the ground now. A little bit messy in the roll ball. Yeah, they get the penalty away. It's not needed.
I've made it to go. Don't.
Oh,
Don't. Just settle. A minute to go, boys. Last week we were balling eggs for 2.5 to go. We won't even worry about the egg this week, Scotty.
Won't even get in the water.
No.
So the penalty given. I think they might be taking the conversion attempt. Wind this clock down. 35 seconds left. There's a bit of confusion going on out there at the moment. Bringing the kick and tee out. Looked like Dylan Kelly almost dug a hole. I think he has.
Oh, well, he had because they weren't getting the kick and tee. But mind you, they look very tired, the Burleigh Bear water runners. And
took the time out. Well, old mate, he'd be so tired. How many times has he taken the tee out there this afternoon?
Gee whiz.
Give him a break.
Well, he needs to do some training during the week, I'm telling you. Because this is unforgivable. This is unforgivable.
Unforgivable is harsh. So the hootie goes in the background. Kelly will slot this one over another 2 points in the tally for him this afternoon. 64 points to 12 will be the final score. It is sent over. And the final regular season game for the Burleigh Bears has been a successful one. They roll into the finals, finishing top of the table, clear at the top, and too good. On to the finals now for Burleigh.
Mate, on to the finals now for Burleigh. They've done what they've had to do there today. And I know at one stage there, 20 minutes in, it looked like being, and to almost credit, they've hung in there. The big concern is, as we spoke about earlier, is Burleigh's preparation now going into. I wait with bated breath what happened at Tugan. There's a 20-0 at half-time. We don't know the full-time score. So anyway, well done, Burleigh. Well done, Ormeau. You've hung in there and put a couple of tries on the board. And let's not forget the beating Tugan at Tugan. Let's not forget that.
So too good this afternoon. The Burleigh Bears final score here is 64 points to 12. They roll into the finals now. They've got the bye next weekend. Last round of the regular season will be coming up next weekend. Stay tuned to Bar TV and coverage through the Gold Coast Rugby League Facebook page. We'll be bringing you the last round of the A-grade competition next week. Until then, my name's Scott McAllister. McKeary has been with me in commentary. We'll see you next Sunday.